Hi everyone, my name is Waterwitch22 and welcome to another React video. In today's React video, I'm going to be reacting to After the Fact Appleloosa's Most Wanted by MLP Silver Quill. And something tells me that this review is going to be a lot funnier than the actual episode. Like many others, I came out of the video just... and I didn't really care for it. It didn't really add or take away anything in the season. It was just... average. Something tells me that this review will be anything but, so let us begin. Boop.
So, Brayburn, Braymeister. For a long time now, you've been seen and not heard. Gone for Season 2, cameos in Seasons 3 and 4. I can only imagine the storm your return caused for shippers. Oh yes, as one of only 3 nice stallions in Season 1, the law of supply and demand required that you be shipped with her.
Huh?
And her. And her.
What?
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 Her.
What the heck, man? What the heck, man?
And that's not even covering the same sex and just plain crazy ships. You know, it'd be faster to list all the folks you haven't been shipped with. Oh, I see how it is. What, you think I'm not good enough?
Oh my gosh, I see
I don't
shipping
swing
art
that way,
in our
but
future.
It's the principle, dang it. The principle.
After the fact, Appleloosa's Most Wanted. Aw, poor troubleshoes.
By the bowlful clowns.
Aww.
Aren't you glad y'all came with me to see Applejack compete in the Appleloosa rodeo?
Is that question directed at me?
I think so.
This is a cutie mark gold mine.
Oh, well, now I just feel silly. I guess we're overdue for an episode where the Crusaders' primary motive, at least at first, is to get their cutie marks. We've had episodes where they've been dealing with bullies, facing limitations, sibling issues, bad dreams. I gotta say, the cutie mark Crusaders are usually more interesting when they aren't pursuing their cutie marks. Because the real struggle is to understand themselves. And this episode raises the question of how much a cutie mark really serves as one's identity.
Yeah, seriously.
For Brayburn, who injured his leg in a haystacking practice. Apparently, the injury has also decreased his reliability because this guy can't keep track of 3 foals to save his life. I'm going to be doing
seriously, Brayburn, what is up with
this
you?
episode and Over a Barrel because this really is an indication of how far the show has evolved since the first season. Though that's not to say it's totally positive. Case in point, check out the designs of these background ponies.
Yeah,
the
seriously.
Colors, the unique looks, the stronger Western theme overall. That's a huge step up from the olden days of, look, it's Caramel with a Western hat. Instead, we have Time Turner with Caramel's cutie mark and a new hat. Well,
wait, Doctor, what are you doing there?
And yet, remember all the jokes they fit into just a few seconds?
Like horse-drawn carriages.
Horse-drawn carriages. And horse-drawn carriages. Yeah. Wait, horse-drawn carriages? Yes. Horse-drawn carriages. They're drawing them as we speak.
And here's where we have our Wild West dances.
Yay!
And here's where we have our Mild West dances.
I make a big deal out of this because chances to go outside of Ponyville or
seriously, I wouldn't be a good Wild West dancer. I think I'd be in Mild West dancing.
Personality to the setting. In fact, Over a Barrel was a big part of setting that hope.
Look out!
Along with the hope that nothing will try to harm me. I don't know how to react to this. Turns out there's some kind of desperado causing trouble.
It's trouble shoes.
Oh, harmonica riff.
See? There's some setting humor to enjoy.
All right, now I called for a meeting, not a mob scene.
Oh, buddy! We do not throw torches willy-nilly.
Oh my gosh, poor Doctor!
Dude, just take the hat off. You're not fooling anyone. Speaking of unsafe, Applejack ponders being responsible and taking the kids away from a trouble spot. But Brayburn argues on behalf of his beloved hometown. And I can't fault him for saying,
this rodeo is important to Appleloosa.
I can, however, fault him for not following through on watching the fillies. Again,
come on, Brayburn, you had one job!
Brayburn. You know how often I criticize that this show seems afraid to let stallions and mares work together? Well, that started with Brayburn. That Appleloosa stuff got old.
Appleloosa!
This happened.
That information will be quite helpful.
This was his home at risk. He cared about his neighbors, and he was open to finding a non-violent solution. There was no alpha male nonsense with this guy. He just wanted to do the right thing. And then he disappeared. As soon as that scene was over, he was not a true part of the story anymore. And son of a gun, that happens again. He'll make appearances later on, but his role in this story is over at 6 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh, but I love Brayburn. He's so fabulous.
You know, sweetie,
seriously, Brayburn is so fabulous.
Not taking action doesn't make you smarter than your friends. And this is first-class stupidity on their part. I guess one near-death experience wasn't enough to keep them from repeating the same mistake.
Tisk
What am
tisk.
I saying? The last time Applebloom did this, she earned her sister's respect with only a few weeks grounding as punishment. But seriously, 3 children trying to find a criminal? You want to know how that would usually end up? And that's the kid-friendly version. The kid-friendly version! Now, to the episode's credit,
Oh dear.
we get to see the Crusaders acting more as individuals than in past episodes. Applebloom is the most driven and single-minded. Sweetie Belle remains the voice of caution, but doesn't seem to have the assertiveness to get the others to listen. Scootaloo is more about bravado, but it quickly evaporates when it begins to rain. And I hope AJ and company aren't going to let that hay get too wet. Turns out
dear.
wet hay favors the growth of organisms, which can generate heat and increase the hay temperature up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. After that, chemical reactions take over and...
Bye, Rayburn. I hope you don't break your other leg.
I'm really not used to being the safe one. The Crusaders find shelter and the massive Troubleshoes, who promptly knocks himself out in a panic.
Ow.
You alright?
Surely.
No, that's Applebloom.
Tell that to the flank.
Sir, I abhor you. There are children present. I am sorry that Rayburn remains a minor note here, but Troubleshoes is another fun character to talk about. He believes that his upside-down horseshoe means bad luck. Folks rightly corrected me when I said, you don't just wake up and say, oh, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. Because that's just what happened to Cheera Lee.
I woke up to find that a cutie mark had appeared.
And yet she knew exactly what that mark meant, while Troubleshoes lived Applebloom's worst fear of having a mark he didn't like. That somehow he was doing what he loved, but the mark appeared because he was in the right setting but not the proper role. This highlights a concern in a season that focuses on cutie marks.
Oh,
Is this
poor
a brand for
Troubleshoes. He
talent
looks so
or a
cute
symbol
like
for
that.
identity?
I want to give him
And
a
that's an
hug.
important distinction because, to quote the late Terry Pratchett, talent just defines what you do. It doesn't define what you are. So
Good
yeah,
words,
kind of
dude.
a big deal if this episode muddies the waters. It's hard to follow a theme when there seem to be two similar yet distinct ideas. I'd rather talk about the humor and why Troubleshoes' misfortune stops being comical fast. Applebloom quickly realizes that he's missed his mark and he's intended to be a rodeo clown rather than a competitor. Yes, she sees him in physical pain and concludes he's meant to do this for their amusement. Bloom, I'm worried about you.
I'm worried
Because he's a
too.
good guy at heart, Troubleshoes sees them home only to get arrested. And while the Crusaders can't speak up for him in the moment, they hold their silence all night and hide the truth to avoid getting punished, while Troubleshoes sits in jail.
Seriously.
What the hell, kids? What the actual hell?
Yeah, even by my standards, that's messed up.
Lots of folks
what?
compare Troubleshoes to Eeyore. But I gotta ask, how much of Eeyore's humor was physical pain? Eeyore made us laugh partly because his depression contrasted against his friend's enthusiasm.
I
The
know.
difference made it funnier. Troubleshoes doesn't have anyone to play off like that. Instead, he's taking Eeyore's depression and adding constant physical abuse. It's like kicking someone after they've fallen. We might laugh at the wounded pride of a tumble, but add physical abuse immediately after and it starts to feel perverse.
And that's where I'm gonna leave it off because I'm running slow on time. I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, I'm back, and let's let this review continue. And I was right! It is more entertaining than the actual episode.
So I guess I should take comfort that the Crusaders helped Troubleshoes accept himself by busting out of jail.
Woo!
Why did Sweetie swipe the keys with her fledgling magic when they got the sheriff to just stroll out, you may ask? Best answer I can think is that it guarantees the sheriff won't take them on the way out. And pony powers of observation prove fickle once again, as no one takes note of the Titanic-sized clown now running havoc to everyone's delight.
How about your big sis, huh?
Yeah, way to go.
Well then.
But we get the classic
Harsh.
hurried ending of big reveal, heartfelt speech, all is forgiven. This
Yay!
episode feels like it's all over the place. We're in Appleloosa, but that's not the focus. The Crusaders want their marks, but that's not the focus. Troubleshoes has an issue, but it's all about his cutie mark, which seems to go against a lot of what we've seen thus far. What exactly am I rooting for? That
Yeah,
Troubleshoes
seriously.
stop pursuing what he loves and settles for what he's assigned? He's anything but unhappy at the end, but despite his insistence, this doesn't seem like something he really yearned to do. The Crusaders do well despite my joking. They're gaining and sharing insight on what it means to know oneself. I just wish the show could find a focus on whether or not that is all displayed by one mark. And like I say, the humor
Facilious.
can run a little thin when Troubleshoes is already life's plaything. But there are funny moments thanks
yeah.
to Appleloosa's residents. I don't dislike the episode, but it's only breaking even. I do love that this episode introduces us to another likable male character. And you, Great Mountain, you have
Oh my
redefined the
gosh, I
term
love that
great in
hat.
this show. With that in mind, would you pardon me? By the power invested in me by absolutely no one, I hereby dub thee Moderate Macintosh. I'm Silver Quill. Thanks for watching.
Moderate Macintosh? Yeah, my words exactly. And oh my gosh, yay! Banner! Oh my goodness, so cute! Oh my goodness! And oh my gosh, that's a really good statue. Bravo, Art King 3000 DeviantArt. Yay! Twilight and Silver Quill! That's actually really good art. Woohoo! Raggy Rabbit 94. Silver Quill, follow them on Patreon. And this music's really catchy. But yes, that was my reaction to After the Fact Appleloosa's Most Wanted. And as much as I didn't like the actual episode, Silver Quill made a lot of very good points. Points about the episode in his review. That's the thing with Silver Quill. Even the most mediocre of episodes can become a lot better once you make him review it. Woo! Ew, they're hilarious, they're funny, and there are times when I actually treat his reviews like a TV show, where I can go back and watch reviews over and over again. But yeah, I can't wait for the next episode he reviews. It is peoples.